started showing that our country's being less successful because they're using some of the resources that they're not adding back into.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody did it their own way.
Did you screw with your population?
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about the difference in population and what people's roles are. So, for instance, when healthcare is good, who takes advantage of healthcare? The older population.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if there's a greater older population who's, maybe like retirement age, where they're not really doing anything in society, they're certainly not the big movers. They're receiving more benefits from government.
Yeah,
they're really receiving more benefits from the younger generation who's doing most of the work. So if the birth rate is low and there's fewer of those young people, and those young people eventually get old, and if healthcare is good, there's going to be more old people that are dependent on fewer and fewer young people.
Well, so I might have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. So when I was in high school, I was doing this plan, and it was a senior project, and we had to make up our own country.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to make it successful, and you had your population, and it was all about adding numbers. There wasn't actually like a Sims, where
this is old school.
Yeah, little green numbers across the screen and a black screen. That was it. But so we had a certain amount of people, and we say, well, we need this many people to work. We need this many people doing this, and our population started growing, and then after a while, some of the younger people were getting old, and they were in retirement. And after a certain amount of time in retirement, our graph started showing that our country's being less successful because they're using some of the resources that they're not adding back into.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody did it their own way.
Did you screw with your population?
Oh, yeah. So what I did, and it makes it adds to the conspiracies, because I'm telling you what I did, because everything's are algorithms, so
they're all formulas,
right?
That you're
formulas,
creating, yeah.
And so I was talking to John. He's a smart kid, and poor guy, he got stuck with me, and he didn't want to do what I wanted to do, but I'm like, dude, we're going to do it. I did strong arm a little bit, so I said, dude, let's just kill off all the retired people.
This is the guess that I had going on in my brain.
And so we did. And guess what? Our country was absolutely one of the best in the class being successful.
Oh, yeah.
But we were the only guys willing to gotta be careful to kill off the when you retire, you're out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's heartless. It's a dictator, horrible Hitler type of looking at it.
Maybe a little immoral.
Absolutely. But it was very eye-opening, even just a kid being heartless and going, dude, we did a problem solving. What is eating up our success? What is the problems? Well, what if we just get rid of it? What if you had no heart?
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of it. Boom. So much more. I mean, seriously successful. And why? Example is Bill Gates and other people like him are extremely successful. What could be hampering some of their success could be, maybe too many freaking people that are just not adding to it. There could be something to it, because everything's a freaking formula or algorithm. Hell, he has one.
Well, so with your little senior project deal, in terms of thinking in that, because I agree, if you get rid of the old people, the ones that are most dependent and not producing, then you would have a lot more success going on. So if the conspiracy theory was that Bill Gates was trying to kill old people, I'd totally be on board thinking that might be true. But because if you think about the majority of people, and just for COVID recently, the majority of old people that were impacted by COVID and its related diseases were older people, unhealthy, and those were prioritized for vaccinations and all this stuff. So if the vaccines were really designed to kind of thin the herd, which I'm not saying anything here, but if that was the conspiracy, I'd believe it more, because ultimately it makes more sense. Get rid of the old people because you're going to have a much greater population of working people who contribute to the world.
That could be better sheep.
Mm-hmm.
A sheep that's laying there just going.
And if you start them early enough in elementary school, you can totally make them into your sheep that follow.
And get this though, the vaccines are said to, instead of getting off on the topic, please look it up or don't. But I'll say it this way: also, don't take my word 100% for it. But are said to possibly screw with a lot of people's ability to have kids.
Yeah, reproductive. Yeah.
So, whacking off. Damn it. I was trying not to say it that way. Little mob style, whacking off all the old people.
Still
doesn't
bad.
sound right. Thanks for listening to the shortened version of our show.
If you want to catch the full audio episode, you can find it here or wherever you find your podcast. But if you want to see the full version in video format, you can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, and now on Spotify.